said, yeah, about Torreira'S dad, and courtesy of I think it's Liberal Digital, they spoke to his dad, Ricardo Torreira, to just see what going for his son. And he said, well, the first question was, first of all, and this is Google Translate, so I won't even read out the questions, but they asked him how Torreira is feeling, how his family's feeling. And he said, it was a very nice feeling, but it is true that it was not an easy transfer to arrange, because we are talking about two big clubs like Arsenal and Atletico Madrid. That whole month was complicated because at times it seemed that it was not going to be closed. Now Lucas will have the opportunity to demonstrate what he is as a player and his codes as a professional. We are very happy. As for Arsenal, Lucas did everything possible to give the best to the club, but there is a possibility of returning, and also with new knowledge and new experiences to contribute. So maybe, I guess what he means by that is obviously going to Atletico, you're getting, you're playing in a system with Simeone where a player basically of Torreira's skill set and how he and his style of play should thrive under Simeone. That South American passion, that ball winning, that system is very much tied to Torreira. So if Torreira could learn that, and Atletico say, you know what, we don't want you, we're returning, we're going elsewhere, he comes back a better player to Arsenal. I think they'll make him permanent, but you never know. If he plays well, it's a permanent. If he plays bookie, Atletico might say, you know what, let's let him go back to Arsenal and go in and do other things, people. So we'll have to see, man. You need a bad boy Buffett. The hell is this brother talking about? Anyways, moving forward. So yeah, man, that's what he said. And then he also said, he was then further pressed on the anxiety that they probably faced during the market. And he said, we live it with great intensity. This is business. It has nothing to do with the ball. Everything that happens outside is exhausting, much anxiety, many nerves. At times you have the official word of one parties, but suddenly no longer. It's all very strange. The effort of Atletico and especially of its coaching staff was important, and that has been vital. He was then asked on the moment Simeone spoke with his son, he said, that Simeone called Lucas is a very important reflection of the interest that Cholo had in him, and gives any player confidence and allows them to choose with more conviction. Lucas had options to go to Italy, for example, but Atletico is a very similar team to Uruguay, and the game that Simeone plays is very good for Lucas. Exactly, the system he's playing in, a good system for club and country. He's doing what he needs. He's doing what he needs to do, really. He's doing what he needs to do, and it is right. It's a better system for him than at Arsenal, it appears right now. Obviously, there's Champions League football, and there's a bunch of South Americans, and there's a South American manager. So the way of life, the team system, the players around him, it sounds quite great for him, people. So good luck to Torreira. I hope he does his thing. He then asked on why it didn't really work out in London. He said, Lucas has a huge heart and plays a lot, puts a lot of effort into everything he does. That is why he's not one of those players who likes to be on the bench waiting for minutes. He needs to show on the field what he can give. It is encouraged with the game. That happened at Arsenal. Lucas is honest and wants to leave his soul on the pitch, but that is defined by the coaches. And for the current Arsenal manager, it did not count. So in theory, in layman's terms, he just wasn't favoured by Arteta. Lucas was not on the bench because he wanted to be there, but by the decision of his coach. So again, tactical reasons for leaving him out. For a 24-year-old boy recognized in Uruguay and around the world, the most necessary thing is to play. Arsenal decided that they would not have minutes, but we promised, God willing, if everything goes well, and if there is a coach at Arsenal who loves him when his contract with Atletico ends, we will see his soul there again if they want him. So he hasn't ruled out staying at Arsenal. But then also with the same token, they was then further pressed on the fact that there's no buy option, people, and the future of Lucas. And he said that a clause was not placed, and the reality is that because of how the business is, I'm very supportive of Lucas. If he made the decision to go to Atletico, it is because he's going to leave everything at Atletico. So what does that tell you? That means his son is going to make sure that it happens, that he is retained permanently by Atletico. By Atletico, apologies, people. He said, then it will be the clubs that decide. He made the decision not to go to Italy, to go to Madrid, and in Spain, he will feel very good about the language, the way of life, the customs, the game. And that's why he has left aside other opportunities that were better economically than Atletico, so better wages. Lucas wants to give everything and that the fans applaud him for the work he's done. Then we'll see what happens between the clubs. Despite what has been mentioned about returning to Arsenal, it does not mean that we are not going to stay at Atletico. So again, has not ruled anything out, people. Um, has not ruled anything out, and that's what I like. I think he should stay at Atletico if I'm looking at it from a non-neutral thing, or a neutral bit, better yet, people, because it makes sense. Way of life, language, culture, your teammates are the same thing as you, the South American stuff. All of these sort of things, people, it means he's going to have a better time. It seemed to not be a tactical fit in the end at Arsenal, but we've also got to remember several times we heard wanting to go back to Italy, not settling in London. We'll never know for a fact until I hear Lucas Torreira come out and speak of it. But again, you'd be inclined to imagine everything, including the way of life, is more aligned in Spain to South America, or specifically Uruguay, than London ever could be. So good luck to Torreira. Personally, I want him to return back as an Arsenal player. I personally think he is gone. Moving away from that, he said, if Cholo continues to want him to stay at the end of the season, and we once again have the opportunity to choose Atletico, it will be seen. But for now, let's let time pass and we'll see what happens, because everything is uncertain today. And I'm sure Torreira and his advisors and his dad and whatever, they just want to focus on Torreira's performances on the fields. Everything else will take care of itself. The best thing Torreira can do is play well, because again, it makes Arsenal's asking price of him go up. It further asks the question of, should have Arsenal have sold him? Are Atletico going to keep him? Let's just say Real Madrid say, you know what, we'll give Arsenal what they want. Can we do a little thing for Ceballos, Arsenal? Atletico might say, I don't want it to happen, Arsenal. Let's give you whatever money you want. Or he comes back a better player. Either way, it should make him grow as a player. And that's all what you want as a footballer. When you look back, you want to look back at, you've made moves for the sake of making moves, and you've made the right choice, people. He was then asked on how does he see the combination between Torreira and Simeone. He said, I see it as fantastic. Lucas is a player who is not conflictive in the dressing room. He's a silent boy who pays attention to everything the technician tells him. And he has something to say to a colleague, he will tell them in private. So he's not problematic. And to be fair to Torreira, you did hear he trained with 100% integrity towards the end of his time at Arsenal, or temporary time at Arsenal. He does not like to create problems. Of course, when he goes out to the field, he transforms, and they will be able to verify it. He's going to come out with the spear between his teeth because he does not like to lose. And that's everything Atletico Madrid want in a player. So good luck to Torreira, because it means everything for Arsenal. So good luck to Torreira, people. I'm aware that there's been some super chats, people. I saw them going past, but I didn't want to be silly. Leon, I've already spoken about Project Big Picture. I've always feared a breakout. I don't want that to be the case, but you can imagine everybody is going to just look after their own self-interest. Like the Believing Gooner said, smash the like button, people. There's 400 people supporting and locked in right now. We can do better than whatever amount of likes it currently is on. Can we get it to 200 people? Come on, man, stop violating. Let's get it there. I hope we can win the Europa League. I don't think Spurs will win it, and I'm only saying that because I don't want them to. Yeah, my voice is better now, my guy, man. I love Emmanuel. Are you a moderator? If you're not a moderator, I need to make you one. This is wonderful journalism, Deluded Gooner. Thanks for the translation detail. Thank you very much, Matt. It means a lot, man. Some people say I can't articulate myself and I speak a certain sort of way. So it's lovely to hear you say that. Love for the 79p, my dude. Love for this as well. and sacking a couple people. Car some man come, their form's good, but it's been plateauing over the season. But like